This video here is a continuation of my honest first impressions of the city of Durban, South Africa. And yeah, also I want to say I upload videos purely for fun and creativity because I'm not trying to be a YouTuber or build a career out of this because I have a full-time job. So there's a beach straight down?
There's a beach straight down, yeah. You want to sit?
It's okay. Is it walk? Oh, that's right. You said it's not. Okay.
You can walk to the beach because we've got Umhlanga Beach and Main Beach. This one is the Umhlanga Main Beach and the Umhlanga Beach is on that side. Because since you will be dropping on the pearls, maybe it's 4-minute walk.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah,
okay.
it's 4-minute walk.
And this is the mall right here, right?
Yeah, this is the mall right here. Ocean's Mall.
So right now we're arriving near my apartment, and my apartment is just steps away from, as you see, the beach and also from Ocean's Mall. And this area, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section because I know you are, it's called Umhlanga.
Hey, non-black people from Durban, listen. Umhlanga. Again. Umhlanga. Let me hear you say Umhlanga again. Let me hear you say Umhlanga again. There's no such thing as Umhlanga. No, it is Umhlanga. Look at my mouth. Umhlanga. Hi, bo. You guys will have the audacity to say proudly Durbanite, but still, you can't even say Umhlanga. Umhlanga. No more Umhlanga. Hey, bo. Hey, bo.
Looks expensive. Gucci.
Yeah, man. Just go inside, you will see for yourself. Oh, come on. Why are we driving so slow, man? Jesus Christ.
So as you can tell from the arrival sound that Uber makes, my apartment is near, or I'm right here. So this is it. And I purposely chose this apartment because of the view. I can see not all but part of the Indian Ocean from my apartment. And also I wanted to be located within an area that I have, or my needs for anything is just steps away. So I chose, in my opinion, the best spot. And to me, in my opinion, first impressions of anything counts the most. And so far, I'm very impressed. Not just at this apartment, but the city of Durban. And as you see, some views are partially obscured by nearby buildings and also of new buildings being built. But at least I have a partial view of the Indian Ocean. So besides this balcony view, let's go back inside the apartment and see the rest of this place. While we walk through, let's talk more about first impressions and also visiting here as a solo traveler. And this video in particular is for, I have 3 sets of people. And this is for South Africans living here in the country or South Africans abroad, because I want to hear their opinions and perspectives. Also, it's for non-South Africans living here or in past tense have lived here. Again, I want to hear their opinions and thoughts as well. And also last, this is for non-South Africans, specifically Black Americans who live here or plan to visit, because also I want to hear their opinions and their perspectives as well. Durban is what I expected it to be. After visiting Cape Town for many years, asking people about other places like Johannesburg and Durban and trying to figure out which city should I visit first outside of Cape Town, from being here is again what I expected. Most Cape Townians had told me that there really isn't a comparison between Cape Town and Durban. They're 2 different cities, and you will be guaranteed to see that it's not the same. The only similarities, of course, will be, they're beach cities, but the demographics will change, and also the layout of the city is very different. And there's some things that Cape Town will have that Durban will not have, and vice versa. A misconception of, I would say, what outsiders, meaning non-South Africans, review South Africa as, maybe compared to other African countries, is that it's not well developed. as you just saw, we was inside of Ocean's Mall. You saw Hugo Boss, you saw Gucci, you saw all these expensive stores. So that means that somebody's buying this shit. And we're not talking about tourists or foreigners. We're talking about South Africans. So ain't like it's a poor country or nobody here has money. So for my non-South Africans who plan to visit here, you just saw that mall. So that's an indication that it's money here, and it's money being spent here by South Africans. So again, when you come here, this is not a cheap country. I repeat, it's not cheap here. Therefore, if you're used to traveling to African countries that I have visited, especially like Mauritius, Ethiopia, Morocco, what's another place I visited on the continent, Cape Verde, those are poor countries compared to South Africa. Yeah, of course, there's poor people here in South Africa, like all countries have poor people. But I'm just saying, on a grand scale, if you're comparing the countries that I just named to South Africa is the most expensive, which means that some people here got some money. They got some bread. Some people here got some money. So from being here, it is exactly what I expected, especially from talking to Cape Townians. It's a well-developed city. There is a beach here, but the layout and everything is totally different than Cape Town. And also to my South Africans, especially to my friends who have never visited outside of their own country, I had some of my Cape Townian friends, they would say, well, Durban, once you go there, is probably going to be something that's comparable to your Miami in the U.S. And from being here, I really don't see that. I think Miami is Miami, and I think Durban is Durban. Two totally different cities, in my opinion. And for those who have visited Miami and Durban, let me know what you think also, because I don't think that Durban reminds me of Miami at all. Especially when we talk about the demographics, it's totally different. When I go to Miami, or when people think of Miami, you're thinking of one thing, and that's South Beach. And Miami is very compact. I used to go to Miami every year, probably for like maybe 3 or 4 years. I used to go to an event called Memorial Day Weekend, which is in South Beach, Miami, and that's like a tradition that us Americans, well, some of us, we go to every year. It's an annual event. And South Beach, like I said, is very compact, and it's roughly like maybe, I don't know, like 1.5 square mile, and it's all centered around these 3 streets: Ocean Drive, Collins Ave, and Lincoln Road. That consists of South Beach. Heavily tourism. Most people you might meet in South Beach, Miami, they're not from the country. They're from a different country, or they work there, but they live across the bridge in what we call the real Miami, which is not South Beach. South Beach is mostly tourism, and it's mostly those 3 streets I just named: Ocean Drive, Collins Ave, and Lincoln Road. And besides that, like I said, it's very compact, and that's it. As you see here, the layout is totally different, and most of the people that I have met so far here is from here, unlike Miami South Beach, which is really compact and small. So that's why I don't really see a comparison between Durban and Miami South Beach, because when you put the two together, Miami South Beach is very small. It's not big. It's none comparable to what you're seeing now here in Durban. So me being a foreigner, the only city I could compare Durban to would be a Cape Town. I couldn't compare it to any city in the U.S. at all. Durban's beachfront is often referred to as the Golden Mile, which in my opinion, it stretches a little bit longer than Ocean Drive. It's broad. It's a broader area, I think, more than Miami South Beach, and it includes multiple beaches. So if you haven't visited here before and you're planning to visit, get Miami South Beach out your mind. Expect a whole new experience. Miami South Beach, you think of Latin America and the Caribbean. The Caribbean being majority Haitians, and Latin America, specifically we're talking about Cubans. That's the demographic makeup of Miami South Beach. I'm not seeing a lot of Cubans or Haitians here in Durban. So again, I can't compare the two cities. Maybe in a future video, I will compare Durban to Cape Town. So these are 2 South African cities I could compare it to, but I can't compare this city to nowhere in America. You know, Durban is Durban and Cape Town is Cape Town, South Africa. But what probably no one tells you about traveling here to Durban, especially as a solo traveler, is that immediately you will notice Durban's unique blend of African and Indian influence, especially here in Durban. Not Cuban, not Haitian. Again, take Miami, South Beach out your mind, but African and Indian influence you will see here. Also, to my non-South Africans, especially to the ones who haven't visited South Africa as of yet, you probably have no idea of the continent, but you probably have no idea of specifically South Africa. So if you're thinking in your head of post-colonial development and that's it, I'm giving you proof from this video here. You just saw my apartment. You saw how modern that apartment was. You saw Ocean's Mall. Did you see what was inside the mall? Not just regular stores. We're talking about Gucci, Prada, Hugo Boss. The name goes on and on. When you see a mall like that, like I said, that's an indication of it's money here and it's money being spent here. So don't think of post-colonial development. As you saw from my balcony, you saw new development of apartments. These apartments are not just for foreigners. These apartments are for South Africans, the ones who can afford it. So people here have money. This is not a poor country. This is not Ethiopia. This is not any of the countries I named that I have visited so far in the continent. Matter of fact, you could take a South African, give them a free ticket to Ethiopia, and the next day they're back in South Africa. And you're probably wondering why. It's not because of their food or their culture. It's because it's fucked up. Their infrastructure, being honest, is terrible. And as mentioned in the beginning of the video, you know, I'm doing these videos when I have time because I have a full-time job. YouTube is something I do on the side just for fun when I have the time. And also when I like traveling, I like enjoying the moment. And if I'm with somebody, I like enjoying the moment with them. And sometimes I just forget to video anything because I'm in the moment. But not to put down other African countries, I'm just saying overall, so far, the countries I visited, South Africa is on top. And also you got to realize, have you heard of BRICS? Who are the original members in BRICS, and why did China choose South Africa? Probably because they saw something that I saw also. A future compared to the other African countries. The future is probably most likely here. So do your own research when you're traveling to another country, and not to put other countries down, but they're just not as well as developed as South Africa. So thanks for your time, and don't forget, put your comments down below.